Let's go now to Morgan Murphy for the weather news. Morgan?
Thanks, Tasha. Yeah, we're still in our year-long drought, and we're seeing the effects of that basically coast to coast this week in the United States. All the way down in Florida, we're seeing a lot of wildfires pop up all around the area and near Miami there. On Sunday, about 100 acres were set ablaze, and within 24 hours, that acreage was over 10 times as large. Municipalities are working together, doing everything they can, using up all resources available. Same thing over in Southern California. We've been seeing it all throughout 2014 and now the beginning of 2015. They're just doing the best they can. They're actually having about 500 firefighters on the front lines every single day just to make sure that people don't have to evacuate their homes, just trying to keep everybody safe and make sure that everybody is getting to where they need to be. But we were looking at a little bit of relief coming for Southern California last week, and that was because we were looking at our models. But we had a little bit of a missed forecast, and the reason for that is because we look at things that look like this called models, and they show us all different kinds of things going on in the atmosphere, like our winds here at different levels, and we look at thousands of these throughout the week just to try and make a forecast. And because we're going from spring to summer, it can be very temperamental, and the equations can change every single week, which is why we had a forecast like this. Last week we thought we were going to have a low pressure system actually come and give California a little bit of a break with a cold front here, and it was going to sweep through there, bring a little bit of thunderstorms, maybe an inch or two of rain. But because the models were just changing with the temperatures, the low pressure system actually moved a little bit further north. That cold front still moved through there, gave a little bit of relief to the northern part of the west coast, but those fires were still going strong down in the south. So hopefully next week we'll see a little bit more. It is important to know a couple safety tips if you're ever thinking of having your own fire in these dry times.
Things can get quite heated in the springtime. Red flag warnings and burn bans warn people about the dangers of a simple spark. The National Weather Service is a place that determines the correct conditions for a red flag warning.
It's going to be warm, dry, and windy with very dry grass, and that's what we have this spring.
Greg also says that dry grasslands surrounding communities are the perfect fuel for a wildfire. Rural firefighters are often the ones who have to deal with rural grass fires.
It's tough to put it out. You think you're getting it under control, and all of a sudden it just takes off again.
Red flag warnings are very serious and nothing to mess with. A wildfire broke out here and even charred this tree branch.
Thompson Fire Chief Gary Adams says that wildfires spread so quickly with the wind that it's just like gasoline moving across the interstate.
In 3 seconds, it could be 50 feet away. It just blows.
So if you hear of a red flag warning from the National Weather Service, remember that the smallest amount of flame can cause a large amount of damage. This is Jake Larson, reporting for Studio One.
So just remember, with how dry it is, just to be as careful as you can with even the smallest fires. So some people are wondering, though, how much rain has California been getting? So our weather question of the week is, how much rain did San Diego receive in the calendar year 2014? Is it 10.6, 15.3, 9.4, or 5.1 inches? And I know there's a range of numbers there, but that's really not a whole lot, any single one of them.
Okay, thanks, Morgan. Now Morgan joins us in our studio with a final look at the weather. Morgan?
Thanks, Tasha. Yeah, this week we're looking at those warmer temperatures gradually making their way eastward for the rest of the country, while the East Coast still going to be a little bit below average as far as temperatures go. Moving over to precipitation for this week, Southern California still looking pretty dry as well as the rest of the Midwest, but Florida might get a little bit of relief from those fires down there with some thunderstorms this week. That brings us back to our weather question of the week. How much rain did San Diego receive in 2014? And the answer is actually 5.1 inches, which isn't a whole lot at all.
No, I've heard of storms just alone having that much rain.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, thanks, Morgan.